Well everyone, Apple Week continues and they released a few more products here, starting off with the Studio Display, the Studio Display XDR, as well as the M5 Pro and M5 Max MacBook Pros, but in this video we'll be talking about the brand new M5 MacBook Air, but more importantly, not only all the updates that came with it, which are great updates for the MacBook Air, but ultimately what this release could mean for the brand new regular MacBook, which should be coming out on Wednesday, tomorrow. So without further ado, let's talk all things M5 MacBook Air and what it means for the future of the MacBook lineup. Let's get into it. But now before we continue, if you do enjoy up-to-date videos like this one where we cover all things Apple, they're a lot of hard work, so subscribing to the channel and helping us get to 1 million subscribers would mean a lot. But now let's talk about all the improvements they made from M4 to M5 on the MacBook Air. So, as I mentioned, on paper there's a lot to like about this update on the M5 MacBook Air. For instance, the new M5 chip is a fantastic upgrade from the M4 to the M5, giving you a 10-core CPU and up to a 10-core GPU with some neural accelerators in each GPU core. I've actually been using the M5 MacBook Pro, the regular M5 chip, and it's been wonderful in my day-to-day use, especially when using it with Final Cut Pro while editing these videos. So the M5 MacBook Air should give you the same amount of power and speed, maybe a little bit less because there isn't a fan, but again, an M5 chip is going to be ultra efficient in the small and light form factor. One of the cool things here is that it goes from 256 gigs of starting storage to now 512 gigs of starting storage, which again, on paper is awesome, but if you start to go all the way to the bottom of the page, you'll see that Apple increased the starting price from $999 to $1099 for the 13-inch M5 MacBook Air, which is something that I really didn't see coming. So again, they did up the price $100, but you are getting double the storage, which technically is cheaper than the M4 512 gigabyte MacBook Air. So again, I'm not sure how people are going to feel about this, but just know it's going to be $100 more expensive. The storage is configurable up to 4 terabytes of total storage, which is great to see, and those SSDs are 2 times faster than they were with the previous generation. You also get Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6 via the new N1 chip, so great updates there to give you faster speeds, more reliable connectivity, and farther distances when you are connected to your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capable devices. And of course, it's still a fanless, lightweight, and easy to bring around design. You get the 13-inch and the 15-inch variant, and you still get the same beautiful colors with the sky blue, midnight, starlight, and silver colors. But I do want to quickly run down some of the improvements of that M5 chip. So for example, that 10-core CPU is Apple's fastest CPU core to date, giving you enhanced shader cores, 3rd gen ray tracing engines, which is great to see, and then 153 gigabyte per second memory bandwidth, which is about 28% faster than the M4 chip. Again, it depends on who you are if you're going to be using that upper echelon of that 28% improvement, but these year-over-year improvements aren't made for people upgrading year-over-year. It's made for the person coming from the M1 chip. It's made for the person that's still holding on to their Intel MacBook Air, but you'll see improvements nonetheless. But Apple's big point here is all about Apple Intelligence, AI, and LLMs when it comes to these new chipsets. That is what they're built for. So they're built to go up to 4 times faster with AI tasks. Exactly what that means from a practical standpoint remains yet to be seen, but we'll definitely do some testing to see exactly what those scenarios look like. And of course, I'm curious to know what Apple does from an Apple Intelligence standpoint, because we're now basically 2 years waiting for a real announcement on what Apple Intelligence can do for us practically, aside from just giving us image playgrounds and kind of proofreading our documents in the Notes application. I do think that the big internal improvement here has to be the N1 chip. Of course, going from 256 to 512 is great, but now the ability to have Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, improved reliability, lower latency, and you're also just future-proofing yourself that much more is a big one for that N1 chip. I really wish that the N1 chip also included maybe the C1X modem to maybe get data connectivity, but a man can dream. And then from an I/O perspective, you're still getting the same 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, which is great for data connectivity as well as charging and things like that. Again, because this is a MacBook Air and it is at $1,100 price point, I didn't think it would get Thunderbolt 5. It would have been nice, but it still remains with Thunderbolt 4. And you get support for 2 external displays. The design itself is going to remain exactly the same. You have the same exact display, the same brightness, the same color gamut, the same desk view support, the same center stage camera, the same colors, the same notch, the same 18-hour battery life, the same MagSafe charger, the same auxiliary cable. So again, from a visual standpoint, if you hold these 2 laptops side by side, even if you hold the M5 MacBook Air next to the M2 MacBook Air side by side, they're going to look identical at the end of the day. So now one of the key takeaways about this announcement is that Apple did increase the price $100. And we've been getting a lot of rumors recently that tomorrow, Wednesday, on March 4th, Apple will be releasing a new low-cost MacBook. And people have been thinking about what the price point could be. Is it $599? Is it $699? How low can they bring that price point down to make sure that people go to that one as opposed to getting the MacBook Air? But also they don't want to cannibalize iPad Air sales and iPad sales, and they don't want to give away macOS for that cheap. But now this kind of puts a stake in the ground with the fact that Apple did increase the price from $999 to $1099, meaning that the new entry point, in my opinion, for that low-cost MacBook Air is actually going to be closer to $799. I really hope that I'm wrong, but again, seeing that price increase $100 now gives Apple the ability to then increase the price of the supposed $599 MacBook to maybe $699 and ultimately $799 as a starting price for the new low-cost MacBook that hopefully has data connectivity. But that is just my 2 cents on what that could mean moving forward, but we'll find out in the next 24 hours or so what Apple's going to be doing with this new low-cost MacBook, which I think is called codename Neo, according to some reports that we've seen, that Apple accidentally already leaked that information with the Studio Display announcement. But now going back to the M5 MacBook Air, it will be available to pre-order on March 4th at 6:15, which is an interesting time for this. And also it will be available on March 11th in stores and all the pre-orders will arrive. So let me know in the comment down below what you think. Are you in the market for a new MacBook Air? In my opinion, this is for the people that are still stuck on the M1 MacBook Air. This would be such a substantial upgrade if you went from the old chassis, the old design from the M1 MacBook Air, which is still a great laptop in its own right, all the way up to a 5-generation jump to the M5 MacBook Air. The M1 came out in 2020, this is now 2026, so a 6-year difference is going to be a nice substantial upgrade. If you have the M4 MacBook Air, skip this one for now. M3, skip that one. Maybe even the M2 you could still hold on to. For instance, my dad still has the M2 and it still works amazingly for him. So it'll just depend on your situation whether the M5 MacBook Air is a worthy upgrade for you. But let me know in the comment down below what you think. Are you excited for it? Are you going to get one? Are you upset about the $100 price increase? But again, it's kind of justifiable with the increase in storage. To each their own. But if you made it to the end, leave a dolphin in the comments down below. And if you want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everyone. Definitely get subscribed for the continued coverage. We got some good stuff coming.